Hello and welcome to our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express. Abuja, I am Anthony Momodu. No fewer than 10 states had begun the process of deploying forest guards to protect farmers and flush out bandits. As President Bola Tinubu's meeting with the governors last February, the federal government and states agreed to recruit forest rangers and invest in more training to keep the forest and borders safe. The Information Minister Mohammed Idris made this known while briefing State House correspondent after the National Economic Council meeting in Abuja. The National Economic Council will reconvene later this month as more state governments have submitted their reports expressing their support on the establishment of state police. The Kano State Hospitals Management Board has sacked 3 staff members of Cabo General Hospital and suspended 3 others for alleged extortion. The sacking and suspension of the affected staff were approved by the Executive Secretary of the Board, Dr. Manso Nagoda, after an unscheduled visit to the facility. This is contained in the statement by the Public Relations Officer of the Hospitals Management Board, Semira Suleiman. According to the statement, 3 officers of the X-ray unit were caught charging patients 12,000 naira for X-rays against the approved hospital price of 2,000 naira and no document to show as evidence of payment, leaving the facility to carry out less than 10 X-rays per week, despite the fact that the 2 X-ray batteries are functional. The Executive Secretary of the Board, however, approved the immediate dismissal of the 3 officers on ground of extortion of patients. The 44-year-old opposition candidate Bassirou Diomaye Faye has been sworn in as the 5th Senegalese president, as Senegal's youngest president, after sweeping to a first-round victory on a pledge of radical reform 10 days after he was released from prison. Faye took over from immediate past President Macky Sall on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024, in an event witnessed by African leaders in the new town of Dimunadio, near the capital Dakar. Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, Authority of Heads of State and Government, also attended. Troops of the Nigerian Army in separate operations conducted in Zamfara and Katsina states killed no fewer than 11 terrorists. The terrorists were killed following a raid on terrorist kingpin enclaves in the states. In Zamfara, the hideout of terrorist leader Hassan Yatawa in Safi local government area was raided, which resulted in a gun battle with 2 of his men killed in the operation. Weapons and military uniforms were recovered from the terrorists. The army says several terrorists fled with gunshot injuries during the gun duel that ensued during the operation. Adding that during the raid in Zambisa Forest, its men killed 3 terrorists and destroyed their hideouts in the forest. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoide, says the anti-graft agency under his leadership will continue to be broad-based, holistic, and unsparing of anyone linked with any form of economic and financial crimes. Olukoide made this known in Abuja at the anti-corruption concert organized to create awareness and public involvement in the fight against the internet crimes. He says the commission is not only focusing on internet fraudsters, but also on every form of economic and financial crimes. The EFCC boss therefore cautioned youth against indulgence in internet-related offenses, pointing out that the consequences of being convicted for such crimes are grave. He further charged youths to embrace hard work and diligence, saying the path of success is the path of hard work and dignity. The Commercial Federal Road Safety Corps, Daud Abiu, has directed the Kogi State Sector Commander of the Corps to commence a detailed investigation which will lead to the prosecution of drivers responsible for a crash in the state. The prosecution of the drivers will be carried out due to the recent collaboration between the Corps, the Nigerian Bar Association, and the state judiciary. This was contained in a statement signed by the FRSC spokesperson Jonas Ago. According to his statement, the crash that occurred on Sunday involved a total of 4 vehicles, comprising 2 Dangote trucks, one Sharon bus, and one motorbike. The impact of the crash resulted in the fire that killed the 12 passengers in the bus and the motorbike rider. The University of Ilorin has expelled and rusticated 19 students, including 6 final year students of the institution, for their alleged involvement in various offenses. The Director of Corporate Affairs of the institution, Kunle Akogun, in a statement says the approval of the expulsion, rustication of the affected student by the Vice Chancellor Wahab Egbewele SAN was sequel to the recommendations of the Students' Disciplinary Committee at its 220th and 221st meeting. He says that the affected students were penalized for offenses ranging from misconduct, theft, examination malpractice, and hostel bed space racketeering and extortion, beating a fellow student, admission racketeering, extortion, and assault. Added that penalties for the offenses committed by the students included rustication for either one semester or one academic session, including outright expulsion. You're watching News Express coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Express returns, Naira recovery now tackle inflation, says BDCs. These and other stories coming right after this break. Just stay with us. Welcome back from the break. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of News Express. Thank you for staying with us. The Chief Judge of Niger State, Halima Abdul Malik, have freed one inmate and granted 4 bail from the Medium Security Custodial Center, Suleja. This was contained in a press statement signed by the spokesperson, Nigerian Correctional Service, Federal Capital Territory Command, Adamu Duza. According to the statement, Justice Abdul Malik, who was accompanied by senior magistrates and other principal officials of the Ministry of Justice, reviewed a total number of 60 cases ranging from murder, kidnap, and armed robbery, among others. 4 inmates were granted bail and 1 was released. The Chief Judge, in her remark, said custodial center visits were statutory to ensure that justice is served. On the foreign scene, Iran has promised a response after its consulate in Syrian capital, Damascus, was destroyed in a suspected Israeli missile attack, killing 7 people, including a top commander and his deputy, Brigadier General Mohammed Reza Zaidi, a senior commander in the Quds Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, and his deputy, General Muhammad Hadi Hajirimi, were killed in Monday's attack. The IRGC says Israel has long targeted Iran's military installations in Syria and those of its proxies, but Monday's attack was the first time it had targeted the embassy compound itself. Russia's FSB Security Service has said that 4 people arrested in the foreign terror plot had provided money and arms for the deadly attack on Moscow Concert Hall last month. More than 140 people were killed when gunmen stormed the Crocus City Hall venue on March 22nd before setting the building on fire in the most fatal attack in Russia for 2 decades. The FSB said in a statement that it had arrested a group of 4 a day earlier in the southern Dagestan region who were directly involved in financing and supply of terrorist means to the perpetrators of the terrorist attack act carried out on March 22nd in the Crocus City Hall in Moscow. 3 children were injured in a shooting at an elementary school in Finland, and the suspect, who was also a minor, was later apprehended. Finnish police said the victims were taken to hospital. The shooting took place at the Vitola school in Vata, a suburb to the capital Helsinki, which has around 800 students from 1st to 9th grade and a staff of some 90 people, according to the local municipal. However, the Vitola school principal, Sari Lasila, said in a statement declining to comment further on the incident. In business, there was palpable tension in some parts of Lagos on Monday as a number of fuel stations were shut over supply disruptions. In Akowonjo, Igbeda, and Igado axis, it was observed that many fuel outlets were shut. It was observed that mobile filling stations along the Ikotun-Idumu Road and Odo-Eran axis of the Isheri-Igadon Road were dispensing fuel. It was also observed that 2 mobile fuel stations had long queues along the Igbeda-Akowonjo axis. It was observed that only an outlet belonging to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, located on the Akowonjo Road, was dispensing also. It was observed that a number of fuel stations along the Mowe-Ibafo axis of Ogun State were not selling as of Monday morning. In continuation to ensure safety of lives and property in Niger Delta region, the gallant troops of the Joint Task Force South-South Operation Delta SAFE, comprising troops of Quick Response Force of the headquarters, OPDS, Land, Maritime, and Air Component, rescued 9 kidnapping victims, and 3 victims were said to be kidnapped on March 29, 2024, along the Patami-Ugeli Road in Delta State. Rear Admiral John Okeke, commander of the Joint Military Force deployed to Niger Delta, confirmed the development, saying 10 suspected kidnappers were arrested in the rescue of the victims, who included an NYSC member and a Navy rating. The Nigerian Railway Corporation generated 1.07 billion naira as revenue from passengers in fourth quarter of 2023. This is contained in the National Bureau of Statistics Rail Transportation data for fourth quarter 2023 released in Abuja. The report showed that the figure decreased by 7.51% compared with 1.15 billion naira generated in the fourth quarter of 2022. Similarly, it showed that 423.22 million naira was collected in the fourth quarter of 2023 as revenue from goods and cargoes. This increased by 169.16% from 157.23 million naira received in the fourth quarter of 2022. The Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria says that the recovery of the naira has led to the relative decrease in the prices of goods and services in the country. The president of the association, Aminu Gwadabe, said this in a statement. He hailed the decision of the Central Bank of Nigeria to allow Bureau de Change to operate in the foreign currency market, adding that it was a major factor in the recovery of the naira. It could be recalled that the CBN banned the operations of BDCs in July 2001 as a part of measures to stabilize the local currency. APCON had been championing the campaign for BDCs to be allowed to operate formally in the currency market. The Apex Bank in February reinstated BDCs in the official forex market. In the statement, the APCON president said, aside from monetary policy tightening that led to interest rate hikes and more investment in government instruments and clearance of forex backlog, forward commitment, the recall of BDCs had significantly boosted dollar liquidity at the retail end of the forex market. Nigerian music sensation Burna Boy has clinched the title of Best African Music Art at the 2024 iHeart Radio Music Awards held in the United States. The highly anticipated event broadcasted live and hosted by rapper Ludacris Burna Boy's rise to the top of African music category, marking a significant achievement in his career, adding to the Nigerian triumph. Rema's track Calm Down featuring Selima Gomez secured the title of Best Collaboration of the Year, further solidifying Nigeria's presence on the international music scene. With their wins at the iHeart Radio Music Awards, Burna Boy and Rema now stand alongside fellow Nigerian artists Wizkid and Tema as recipients of the esteemed accolade. Proud to his triumph at the iHeart Radio Music Awards, Burna Boy had faced disappointment at several award shows, including the Bet Hip Hop Awards, Grammys, and the NACCP Image Awards and the Brit Awards. And moving to the exciting world of sports, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp is determined to enjoy the closing stages of the Premier League title race for all its twists and turns. In what will be his final season at Anfield, the Reds came back from conceding an early goal against Brighton to win 2-1. Thanks to goals from Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah, with Manchester City and Arsenal playing out a goalless draw, Liverpool are now 2 points clear at the top of the table with 9 matches left to play. Liverpool's run-in includes games against Manchester United, Tottenham and Aston Villa, 6th, 5th and 4th respectively. South Africa's goalkeeper Kellen Swart says Nigeria cannot stop their quest to feature at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. The Seri Ellis side are in Abuja for the first leg of their final round qualifier. Bayana will host the reverse fixture in Pretoria next week, Tuesday. Swart is however optimistic Bayana will beat the Super Falcons to the ticket. Playing against Nigeria is always a great battle, saying they are familiar with each other only because they have had battles for many years up to now, and this one is no different. That's it on News Express, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV, NG, and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Anthony Momodu saying thank you for watching and see you again.